Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Elijah Giebers as we are here on this very medium weather day here at Cazenovia High School as your unbeaten Cazenovia Lakers are playing the 1-3 Clinton Warriors. We just had the kickoff there by your own number 2 Jack Burns as Clinton starts with the ball led by their star quarterback Ryan Chmielewski. It's a very, very good day today for football. It's about 60 degrees. There's little wind. It's bright and sunny, a couple clouds here or there. It's also Cazenovia's homecoming weekend, so we got a bigger crowd than usual. You can feel the energy in the air from both the crowd and the players themselves. So we're working with a 1st and 10. Plays down. To run up the middle, and it's stopped short by Cazenovia's defensive line. It'll be 2nd down for Clinton. As a 2nd down, it looks like Chmielewski was going back to get play call from his coach. Clinton's in the huddle now. Warriors lining up for the play. Second in line as both Taven Riley and Jack Burns are lining up in the backfield for Cazenovia, both very vocal leaders of this team. Burns a senior. Another run, this time to the right side. Another short gain for Clinton. It's going to be 3rd down for Clinton. Cazenovia's coaches today are Kyle Martin as head coach and the assistants Mark Evans and Bob Oldfield. You can hear both of them all the way on the other side of the field, very vocal leaders of the team, and Clinton is led by their coach, Jason Alexander. Third down, Clinton's lining up, 3rd and probably 7 to go. Cazenovia Cazenovia crowd getting rowdy. Quarterback drops back, he's on the press, getting hit as the throw's down, but it is caught by number 3, Cameron Malign. That was one heck of a catch, folks. He was under pressure the whole time as he was going up and contested. I believe it was Taven Riley on the contest right there. He still managed to come down with it, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Warriors. 1st down close to the halfway mark, the 50-yard line for Clinton. There is about 10 minutes left in this 1st quarter. First and 10 lining up. It's going to be run up the middle, but it's stopped yet again by the Cazenovia defensive line. It'll be 2nd down and long. Cazenovia's defensive line so far with the rushes they've been presented have been very good about keeping them to minimal yardage gains. It was just that one miraculous pass by Chmielewski down to Malign that got them the 1st down to keep this offensive run going for the Warriors. All right, 2nd down and some. Clinton's lining up with one running back in position. Another run up the middle, this time still making minimal yardage gains as the defensive line is at it yet again. It'll be 3rd down and some. Cazenovia getting a 2nd chance to redeem themselves on this 3rd down. Let's see if they can stop them this time, and let's see what the Warriors will have up their sleeve. Coach Evans for Cazenovia being very vocal early in this game. That's exactly what you're looking for if you're a Lakers fan. The vocal leadership and the experience that you get from Evans, who's been coaching this football team for years, is extremely helpful, especially as Cazenovia remains unbeaten this season. They're looking to extend that, especially on homecoming weekend. 3rd down, quarterback drops back, throws it to the outside. He finds the wide receiver. It looks like he was looking for number 21, Aiden Wilcox, the wide receiver. It's just going to be a little bit out of reach for him. Tries to make the dive, but it's not enough. It's going to be 4th down for the Warriors.
Yeah, just out of reach for Wilcox.
as I'm joined by the one and only Benjamin Whiteman. It's maybe, possibly. He might be here, folks. It'll make this game a lot more interesting.
Not yet. Oh.
Is this 4th down? Taven Riley, the junior, is looking to return the punt. A short punt. It's up the middle, taking a couple bounces. Clinton will get it down at about the 17 as Cazenovia looks to take their offense on the first trip this game. Led by quarterback number 4, J.P. Hoke Sr. He's been the quarterback for Cazenovia the past couple years. He has provided extreme leadership to this team, and that's what Cazenovia wants. He's one of the few captains on this team, along with seniors Jedrick Olkowski and seniors Connor Adams and Jack Burns. 1st and 10, Cazenovia lining up. Joining quarterback J.P. Hoke in the backfield is running back Jack Donlin, the junior. As there's a flag called on the play, first flag of the game called by the referees. Let's see what they have to say about this one. Waiting for the call on the play.
A little bit of a delay here.
This play resumes. It looks like there was no foul on that. As we're back to 1st and 10. Hoke and Donlin in the backfield. Hoke drops back, looking, he's undercover, manages to evade all defenders, but he's brought down with a short gain of a couple yards. It's going to be 2nd down and probably 7. Good evasion by J.P. Hoke on that one. He was covered by the whole defensive line, it seemed like, managing to find a hole and gaining a couple yards out of that seemingly hopeless grasp for a couple yards, but he still gets a few out of that as we come back to 2nd down.
And keep an eye on Hoke's decision making. I was talking to some of his teammates earlier this week, and they said between passing, running, and handing off, he definitely prefers to run.
I was going to add on to that, actually. He was very adamant about how he wanted to expand upon his running game, actually, when I talked to him in some of our classes over the weekend. He said he was excited at this opportunity to play a team that they could win at and expand upon his abilities and try some new things possibly if the game gets to a certain point where he feels he's comfortable doing that.
Yeah, and you can see it reflected in the play calling.
Absolutely.
Like immediate quarterback draw.
And it's the confidence that the coaches have in him, both through Evans and Martin, both trusting their quarterback. He's been a quarterback for a couple years, like I said, so they know that they can regain trust in him and retain it, and he is showing results on and off the field. As we have a 3rd down now for the Lakers.
Just 3 yards to go.
Drop back. This time it's run by Jack Donlin. He's going to be brought up short. We're going to see. It looks like that's going to be a 4th down for the Lakers. They're not going to convert that one.
Waiting for the yardage to come up. What do you think, Elijah? This deep in your own end, start of the game, do you get aggressive? Looks like they're sending the punter out.
Yeah, it looks like they are sending their punter out, and I guess I'm going to say no now, knowing that they're sending the punting team out. Could they have? I think so. We're 6 minutes into the game, so they completely could have. It looks like I cannot tell. I believe it is Jack Burns.
I think it's Jack Burns.
Jack Burns taking the punt. Getting good air on that one. It's going past the halfway mark.
Doesn't get past the return man. Bounce to
Looks
him.
like Malign taking that one up. Getting good yardage on that. He's eventually going to be brought down, and it's going to be a forced fumble, but out of bounds by the punter, Jack Burns. Good example of a punter taking things into his own hands instead of using his feet for once.
And that was a great return by Malign. I thought there was a chance it was going to bounce past him, but he scooped it up and actually turned it into a huge positive for his team.
You were talking to me about how he was one of the players that we need to watch for Clinton if you're a Lakers fan, between him and the quarterback Chmielewski. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, but their quarterback is a threat. They're probably the 2 most dominant players on their team, or most present members on their team. They're both vocal leaders. They're both, and through their actions as well, as you just saw on that punt right there. That was at least a 25-yard gain on that, is giving a 1st and 10 on good field possession for Clinton. Let's see if they can do something with about 5:40 left in this first quarter. Quarterback It's a toss outside, but Cazenovia is all over that. It's going to be second down. It looks like there's about maybe a yard gain or maybe a yard loss, actually, it looks like. So it's going to be second down and 10.
Yeah, ball ended up in the hands of Evan Rice, but he was down before the ball came out.
It's actually going to be second and 12. It was a 2-yard loss on that run. It looks like the scoreboard is showing up now.
Ball on Lakers 35.
1 running back and 4 wide receiver position for this team. Quarterback dropping back under pressure. He's forced to evade it outside on his weak side, but he is sacked and brought down. He's forced to throw it out. It's going to be an out of bounds. He's just forced to fling that one away, trying to get it ahead of the line so as not to call a foul on that play, a 5-yard foul, so a 5-yard penalty, excuse me. Tactical decision by that quarterback to just go with a 3rd and 12 rather than a 3rd and 17.
And that was senior captain Jedrick Olkowski just coming crashing through that line. You saw Chmielewski wanted to pass.
He clearly wanted to. He was forced to move on that left side, though, and you can tell by his body positioning that he's in fact a right-handed quarterback. So when you're in that position, it's tough to turn your body and then throw it rather than just throw it if you're running to your right side, and that is why the quarterback kind of just tossed out of bounds right there. Shotgun position now for the Warriors. It's a high snap. But it's thrown outside to Malign. They tried to go for the screen play, but he's brought down by Cazenovia's very own Brad Gagnon. So it's going to be 4th down now. Will the special teams come on for Clinton? It looks like they are lining up for it as Chmielewski is coming off the field.
I have to think they'll go for this. A little long for a field goal at the high school level, and you don't punt from the opponents.
I do agree with you, as despite it is a 4th and 9. Let's see if the Warriors can convert this. You have to imagine they'll go for a pass play, as Cazenovia has been all over this run game by the Warriors. Let's see what position the Warriors are going with. They're not going shotgun there. In fact, they have 1 running back, and the whistle is blown right before the snap. Let's see what the call is.
It's a timeout.
It's a timeout by the Warriors. Maybe they're getting cold feet on this one, whether they're going for 4th down or not. So we're in a timeout now as both teams' benches are very vocal.
Yeah, going into that timeout, we heard Brad Gagnon, number 3 for the Lakers, yelling at his teammates. He wants to see higher energy.
And you can understand why. I mean, Clinton is, if you just look at the records straight up, Cazenovia is the better team in this situation. But if you're looking at this, he can tell you're a 4th and 9, but you're on the 25-yard line of Cazenovia this early in the game. It's homecoming weekend. This isn't what you want if you're the Lakers, especially this early in the game. You want to get on top of the ball, and you want to get results, and that's why Brad Gagnon is very vocal about that, because he wants his team to be the ones scoring and not the ones having to defend these red zone opportunities. So it's 4th and 9. It looks like number 34 is lining back as running back, so it's not a shotgun. Shuffling to the right side. Chmielewski dropping back with the throw down. It's 2 Cazenovia defenders, and it looks like Cazenovia got a piece of that. That's number 18, Christian Shug, the junior, getting a piece of that to tip it away. It's going to be a turnover on downs, Cazenovia ball.
And he was going for Malign, his go-to guy.
He was under pressure both by Shug and Riley, which shows, I wonder whether that was a split-second decision to throw it to his trusted guy, or whether he had enough trust in him to know that he could potentially make the catch.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if it was drawn up that way. 4th and 9, Lakers maybe expecting something around the sticks just to keep the drive going.
Possibly a screen like they had a couple plays ago.
And 4th and 9 is unlikely.
You could see the 2 wide receivers and running back on the one side of the ball, setting up a screen that sent Malign down the field. So possibly it was drawn up that way, but it was just good defensive coverage, sending Cazenovia's own J.P. Hoke back on the field to try and lead Cazenovia on their second possession of the game. 3:56 left in this first quarter. Still a 0-0 game. 1 running back. Taven Riley switching sides. Hoke drop back, first pass of the game. Finds his wide receiver, and makes contact with Alex Cooper, the junior, but it just slips through his hands. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Good coverage on the defense by the Warriors right there.
Yeah, I was really expecting a rush on that first down. Just try to retake control of the game, make it manageable. But you know, football's all about doing the unexpected. And if the Warriors are expecting a rush, pass it.
Go with the best, absolutely. 2nd and 10 now. Let's see what Cazenovia does with it. Got 2 back with Hoke, 2 wide receivers wide. Hoke dropping back. Under some coverage, he's forced to sprint out of it. He's going to have a little quarterback scramble of his own. Getting past some defenders on the far side and running out of bounds. We'll see if that's enough for the first down to move the chains. And it looks like it is, as the pep band, you can hear them getting into this game finally.
And that was some impressive quickness from Hoke. I really thought that D-back flying in was going to just whack him and
that was,
put him down around
I believe that was number 20, Zachary Spavin, the linebacker there.
And Hoke just got around the corner on him.
He did. He decided to get wheels, and he got them at an appropriate time as ever, as it moves the chains. First down for Cazenovia near midfield.
3:40 left on the clock.
1st and 10. Hoke drops back again. 4 wide receivers down. Hoke under pressure, but he manages to get it to Jack Burns, who makes a run up the middle, finding a couple defenders. He is eventually brought down by the Warriors, but it's going to be another chain-moving play by the Lakers.
And Burns was wide open on that one.
He did.
Hoke just had to get it in the neighborhood, and he was going to catch that.
He had the cut inside that completely caught the Warriors defender off guard, and that is what led Hoke to throw it to him. That's going to be a wide open first down for the Lakers. They move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10.
It's probably hard to tell from our camera angles. The ball is on the Warriors 12, so the Lakers are in the red zone down there.
Hoke's alone in the backfield. They're choosing to pass it, but Hoke's scrambling. The throw is downfield, and it is caught. For Lakers touchdown. Kristen Shug, the wide receiver on that one, who got the play for a 12-yard touchdown pass from JP Hoke to Kristen Shug. 6-0 Cazenovia as they bring the special teams on to add that extra point. Kicker Jack Burns lining up to take the PAT.
And I like the play design on that one. Rolling Hoke out to his right, all the receivers coming in that direction.
Possibly making the defense think that he's going to scramble, which he has done so much in this first quarter. Really utilizing that, his speed and ability. When Chetty chooses to throw it, Jack Burns with the kick. It's going to be a little short, so it'll be 6-0 Cazenovia. 3 minutes left to go.
Not sure if the Warriors got a hand on that or if he just shanked it.
I'm sure it's a little hard to tell from this angle, but Jack will have a chance to redeem himself a little bit with this kickoff coming up. 3 minutes left, 6-0. So far, for each team, what are some things that they're doing well and what are some things that they could work on for both teams?
Like I said, I was impressed with the kick return from Malign for the Warriors, and I think we're going to continue to see them feed their offense through him. And then with the Lakers, be unpredictable.
I do agree with you. I think even though JP Hoke has been the center of attention for this team so far, I think you can utilize him even more. I mean, he's been a center of each play, but if you get him to scramble on each play, it's going to give more options down the field as they think he's going to run for it. And I think using that could score a couple more touchdowns for these Lakers. As Jack Burns lines up for the kickoff.
It looks like hard to read the numbers from where we are for who's back deep.
I think it's Malign leaning it back again. Another good run. He's going to bring it up to the 20-some yard line. He's getting it out of their own red zone, bringing it outside. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Warriors. So they get a chance to redeem themselves for a rather shabby offense, I've got to say, for that rather shabby defense for that last possession that Cazenovia had, leaving a lot of wide receivers open, like we said, letting JP Hoke run around the defense. And we'll see if they can redeem themselves on offense.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a new dimension of the Warriors' offense. So far, we've seen them working mostly from the Lakers' end, and now their backs are against the wall a little bit, and let's see what they can do to get out of their own side.
Chmielewski lining up, quarterback, 1st and 10. The ball is on the 26-yard line. It's going to be a run to the right side. Cazenovia, yet again, just swamping the running back on that play. They're calling it Zachary Spavin of the Warriors bringing that one up. Just a little bit too much. It'll be 2nd down and 10. No gains on that play. Thanks in large part to this iron curtain of a defense by the Lakers here. They've been very unstoppable in this run game so far in this first quarter. It has been something that has definitely aided them in stopping this Warriors defense that has seemed prone to run the ball on most plays so far.
And for the folks at home, just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We know we don't have a scoreboard cam for you today, so we'll try to keep you updated as we go along.
2nd and 10, Jaluski forced to throw it. It is a catch by number 6, Kaba Suggs. He catches it on the side. It'll be 3rd down. He's getting some good yardage on that one, but Cazenovia's defensive backs pushing him out of bounds before he could get that 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 4, it looks like.
And this may be a function of, are they calling it a loss? Are they calling it 3rd and 14? Yeah, that's not
Or 3rd and 6, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. The scoreboard was a little wonky there for a second. So it's 3rd and 6. It was a 4-yard gain in that wide receiver catch. 1 running back. Jaluski looking to the right side to mix it up. Jack Burns with the interception. He's peeling away from the defense. I don't know if he'll be stopped. He is brought down by Malign, it looks like, the running back. Cazenovia get the ball in the red zone. Prime time for another Cazenovia-led touchdown, possibly, as we're about to see the crowd really getting into that one. Jack Burns just reading Chmielewski's eyes right there. He could see he was going for the short pass to get enough yards for that 1st down. Read it, cut in front of that pass between the player and the ball, got it, and took it off for like a 30-some yard gain before he was brought down.
Yeah, Elijah, I think it goes back to what we were saying about being predictable and unpredictable. And Warriors, you know, getting a little momentum on those screen passes in that short passing game. And this time the Lakers were ready.
As it's going to be on the 4-yard line, it's running up. JP Hoke lining up back with, it looks like both Donlin and I think Shug possibly on the back. A short pass to running back Jack Donlin gets the score for Cazenovia as they bring on the special teams. Yet again, it is now 12-0 Cazenovia.
And that was a good deke on the fake handoff. I know my eyes were following the running back at the start of that play.
It was a deceptive move right there by Hoke. And then getting the short, easy pass to Jack Donlin, finishing it off and putting just the cherry on the top of that well-drawn-out play. Yeah, Jack Burns up to kick again.
When you're in the red zone, it's just a matter of seconds. If you can get that defense to hesitate for a half second, you have the advantage. And this time, Burns is going to drill it.
Absolutely. He's looking to get his mojo back, I guess, on these kicks, and he absolutely just crushed that one. It's going to be 13-0 now, Kaz. We got 1:40 left in this game. This is exactly how you want to start it if you're a Cazenovia. You got a couple quick touchdowns. JP Hoke leading both of them to both, I believe it was Shug and then Donlin. You got good defensive stops. You got the defensive ends just completely stopping the running game. The key interception by Jack Burns. This is exactly how you want to start if you Kaz. The crowd is getting into it. The student section is very present today, especially for homecoming weekend. It's really enjoyable to see all of them out here.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a nicer homecoming day.
It is fantastic weather for this tonight.
I know in the past we've been out here with the wind howling and you can barely hear us. And
it is. I recall that Bishop London game last year, which was tough for Kaz. I believe it was like a 28-7 loss. That was like 30 degrees out, winds howling, everything. It was not nearly as fun as this so far, especially with Kaz winning. Jack Burns with the kickoff.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to keep it away from the line. Kicking in the opposite direction this time.
Crossfield. Looks like it's a fumble on the ball as there's a pile down there. The referee's coming over to see who gets it. Cazenovia ball. The crowd going crazy. It looks like, I can't tell who that was who got the strip on that one. Cazenovia are the ones who retain the fumble, and it is now Cazenovia ball to add more pain on this Warriors defense, hopefully.
Yeah, just a minute 27 left in the first quarter. And if you're the Warriors, you really don't want to see Cazenovia go up 3 scores in the first.
No, you don't. Both for team morale and just like statistically, 3 touchdowns is a lot. Especially when you're behind by 3 touchdowns. Just the mental hindering it does to you really hurts you. Hoke finding an open slot. He evades the defender, cutting back through, and it's going to be a good gain. Looked like Kristen Shug on that one. He had the slant pass right there, catching him in the middle, and then changing the direction of play right there at the last second, gaining the extra couple yards. It's going to be on the 10-yard line now.
And that was good protection for Hope. We saw some white jerseys kind of on the edges of the backfield, but the Lakers line kept them away from the quarterback.
So we have another first down now for Cazenovia on the 10, another red zone opportunity for this Lakers offense. Hoke joined by Donlin yet again in the backfield.
So far, we've seen Hoke pass in this situation.
See what he'll do now. Hoke scrambling to the outside, tossing it to Donlin, who's going to use his sheer physical presence to get a couple yards on that defender. Looked like number 4, Justin Larman, the linebacker, was the one on the Warriors who brought him down. It'll still be a 2-yard gain.
Clock is rolling.
Clock is rolling down, about 30 seconds left. Let's see if Cazenovia will try and fit one more play.
Yeah, if the Lakers take their time.
Or they will be forced to. They do have a 20-second play clock. So we'll get in at least one more play for this first quarter.
If they don't make this, our audience at home will have a chance to see the touchdown attempt go into their living room.
Hoke back, faking the handoff to Donlin. He's going to take it himself up the middle. Touchdown, JP Hoke on the run. That's his 3rd touchdown he's contributed to this game today. 2 passing and now 1 rushing. It is now 19-0 as Jack Burns brings this special teams onto the field again. Jack Burns with the kick. Drawn up, and another absolute boot of a kick, but it's going to be wide. Calling it no good, so it's going to be 19-0. We do have 6 seconds left in this first quarter. We'll probably only get the kickoff in this scenario if it's run back. What a way to start for Cazenovia.
The public PA announcer may be hard to hear from our mics, but giving a shout out to the Warriors cheerleaders.
And some good respect from both sides of the team, respecting the cheerleaders here. That is what you like to see here.
Yeah, we saw the Lakers cheerleaders yesterday at the pep rally, and I tell you what, they put a lot of work and a lot of prep into what they do.
They did. It was a really good show that they put on. There were moments when you thought, I don't know if they can pull this off, and then they still managed to do it. And it's a lot, especially after COVID and everything. You've got a lot of underclassmen cheerleaders on this squad. Another low kick by Burns going with the squib. It is played down. Clock will run out. Oh no, they're stopping it at 1.2 seconds left, so we will get one offensive play by the Warriors right here to end this first quarter.
And that was Nicholas Heselton just falling on the kick. Curious looking kick for the Lakers.
It was. You've seen a couple of these lower kicks by Jack Burns, these squib kicks. I believe it's called squib kicks. And it's one way to force the defense out into play, because when the defense gets the ball, it's usually in their red zone, which is not where you exactly want to start at, forcing them to play it out.
And hard to question the decision to kick low. It paid off for them last time with the fumble. And Heselton just falling on it. This should be it for the first quarter.
1st and 10. It's going to be a run up the middle. Cazenovia defense all over that. As Brad Gagnon is all over that defensive play. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your undefeated Cazenovia Lakers are beating the Clinton Warriors 19-0. There is an injured player on the field.
Yeah, it may be the running back line. We'll see.
If it's Malign, if that's who you're referring to, then that's big for the Warriors. He's one of those key players that we talked about.
It is not Malign. You can see Malign at a
you can see
the Warriors. He's out there checking on his guy.
Good leadership right there, checking on his teammate to see if he's all right. We will be back in a couple of minutes for the second quarter as we wait for the Clinton Warriors to get this player off the field, see if he's all right, and come back with more first half action here in Cazenovia, New York. See you in a few. We are back here at the start of the second quarter between the Lakers and the Warriors. They've switched sides now. It's a little easier for us to see. It's now 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Chmielewski dropping back under pressure by this defensive line. Forced to throw it out of bounds. Good coverage right there by Joey Reitmeyer, the senior, and Jedrick Olkowski, the team captain. It's going to be 3rd and 10 with the throw out of bounds. Good pressure by that defensive line like we were talking about. Bring the quarterback down.
And the injured player at the end of the first quarter was lineman Jared Swift. Trainer's still working on him over on the sideline. Chmielewski got knocked over at the end of the play.
It was a good double team right there from both Reitmeyer and Olkowski. 3rd and 10. Drop back, 5 wide receivers option. Olkowski on the offside or on the outside, bringing pressure on Chmielewski's blind side. He didn't see him coming. He almost got there. Or excuse me, that was Jack Marco, the junior, bringing pressure on Cazenovia. It's going to be a 4th and 10. As Chmielewski was forced to throw it away again.
And now that they're down at this end, and we get a better look at Chmielewski, he is a tall guy. And I tell you what, Elijah, the Lakers better make sure he doesn't get ahead of steam, because he looks like he could speed if he gets going.
Yes, the 6'3" height on our sheet does not do that height any justice. It's a high snap on that punt.
They're going to get the kickoff anyway.
So it looks like it's brought down about the midway line as Cazenovia gets that. As Cazenovia get their first possession of the second half, we'll see what Captain J.P. Hoke can do for this team.
And a lot of respect for punter Zachary Spavin on that play, because that could have been disastrous. But he didn't panic, he corralled it, and got the kick away.
Especially so far back there. He was on the 10-yard line, I think, receiving that punt or something. You slept through. That's going to be a safety or a touchdown regardless of what happens. And I mean, I guess in that instance, I would choose the safety, just like the lesser of two evils, but it's still not something you want to give up, especially when you're down 19-0 already. As Hoke has 2 running backs back with him. 1st and 10. Taking it, dropping back, looking for the pass.
Oh, looking
finding
deep.
Taven Wiley, getting the coverage. Good coverage right there by the Warriors. It'll be 2nd and 10. It looks like it was number 5, Heselton, on the defensive coverage right there for the Warriors. Riley did have hands on that, but Heselton just coming in and knocking it out. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And it's good to see Riley out and running after footballs again. He had a pretty bad shoulder injury in the last game, the last regular season game of last season. So he missed the playoffs and was in a sling for a while. But he's back out there now.
That is one thing J.P. Hoke mentioned earlier this week, was his excitement to be able to play at the Carrier Dome again for the sectionals. They're 3-0 right now. They're queued up to go on a sectionals run, and possibly 4-0 after what we've seen today, and almost a strip right there. But the running back keeping a hold of that ball. It'll be a 1st down for the Lakers on that run. That was close. From our angle, you could see bobble the ball a little bit there with the defensive end trying to strip it away from him. I believe it was Jack Donlin on that run. You can
Yeah,
correct-
that was Donlin. And that
managing to keep it ahead and plowing through the defense.
that was a good, tough run for Donlin.
It was good hustle from that
And he's going to head to
multi-athlete.
the sideline and take
Jack
a break.
Donlin is just one of those Lakers who is a multi-athlete star for this team. You can see a lot of their players, Jack Burns, JP Hoke, Jack Donlin, who play multiple sports throughout the season, whether it's track or baseball or lacrosse. And they are stars in all of these sports. They cover the rounds. JP Hoke with another quarterback draw right there. It'll be second down, but it's going to be a very good game for the Lakers on that quarterback scramble right there.
Looks like the chain gang is not budging. Looks like they might be calling this one back.
Waiting for the call here from the referees. It'd be nice if the referees had microphones just like us, but whistle's blown, and it looks like
they're marking off 10 yards, so you have to think holding on the offense on that one.
we're waiting for the PA system to tell us anything. So far, nothing, but regardless, JP dropping back again, doing a screen pass to Donlin, who's going to bring it up on the outside. He is evading the first defender, but brought down by the red onslaught of the Warriors right there.
And Elijah, what I like to
As
see
another,
right
it looks
now
like another Warriors player is down. We're going to keep that in mind.
as a Lakers fan, I like to see that when Hoke runs, it's a designed run. There's no hesitation. He's taking off. And then when he passes, he's getting the passes off. And I think that speaks to the play of the Lakers line. And they're protecting him and giving him time to do what the play call is telling him to do. And not a lot of necessity to improvise today, which you have to think is good for the team going
That
forward.
level of confidence, though, is something that you really hope for, especially if the Lakers are looking to make a long run into this postseason this year. That is something, especially JP Hoke in his senior year, trying to go off with a bang, leave his mark at the school. And that is exactly what you want to see from your star player. Because we're waiting on one of the Warriors defenders, another injured player down. Players on the Lakers team taking a knee as we wait to see who it is and how severe this injury is.
Yeah, he's down on the far side of the field by the Lakers sideline, right where the play ended.
Don't want to make any assumptions as to the severity of this injury or as to what this injury is pertaining, so we'll just wait to see what the call is on the field. There is 10-17 left in the second quarter. Still 19-0 Lakers.
It looks like they're working on his leg. And so you have to hope, best case scenario, it's just cramps, it is a warm day.
He twisted it maybe, possibly,
Yeah.
fallen on it awkwardly, or had someone fall on it for him.
And you never want to see a guy get hurt. but,
Absolutely, regardless
I mean,
of what team you want. That's the last thing you want to do. These kids are volunteering basically to play a game for our entertainment, and this is not, they're not getting paid for this. They're doing this out of the sheer fun of the game, and the last thing you want to do is to see them get injured in the process of doing so.
Yeah, and definitely good to see the trainers down at the foot end and not the head.
As he is going to need help getting off the field. Warriors teammates volunteering themselves to help him walk it off. It looks like one of his feet. It looks like the right foot is the weak one here in this instance. I cannot tell what number that is. It's a little bit too far away, and there's too many Warriors players around him supporting him as he limps off the field with the help of his teammates.
And now they're going to carry him off.
That's not a good sign if you're that's not a good sign if you're a Warriors fan. Good sportsmanship from the crowd and the bench of Cazenovia.
It looks like it might be Jared Swift, number 59.
That is what it's looking like. You can only hope for a best from a player like that.
Meanwhile, during the timeout, we've got the Warriors coach talking strategy with the linebacker, Spavin.
So 2nd and 18 now. We did have that 2-yard gain by the Lakers after what we can assume is a holding foul on that first play.
Yeah, and that's This could end up being a costly holding foul that's going to keep the Lakers out of the end zone.
Donlin joining Hoke in the back as we get back into play. Hoke dropping back. 5 wide receivers now with Donlin going.
Oh, it's going to be
It's a long throw. Looks like Christian
Shug.
Shug. Who catches it? Wide open touchdown. Lakers fans going wild. 9:48 left. Lakers adding more salt to the wound. As he was just left open, there was multiple players going down on that sideline. Shug just snaking in behind a couple of his own teammates to create an opening as the Warriors tried to compensate for other wide receivers going down. I believe it was Taven Riley and Jack Donlin on that side.
Yeah.
Shug in the backfield and catching the wide open pass. He bobbled for it for a second, making all of our hearts stop for a second, but he did manage to rein it in and bring it in for that touchdown.
Yeah, he needed every bit of speed to catch up with that pass.
Burns with the kick. And it's no good yet again.
Wide right. And Christian Shug has been Hoke's guy today. We've seen him get, I think that's his 3rd catch, all for substantial gains.
And he has in the 2nd touchdown for that matter. He was the one, he got the 1st touchdown. And now in this play, the 4th touchdown. Chapey Hoke yet again, as we talked about, the star player, been involved in every single one of these touchdowns. He's had 3 passing touchdowns now. Not a single interception, mind you. He's been very, very accurate with his throws. He's only had a couple of incompletions, and most of which have been at the fault of the wide receiver or a really good defensive play. And then, of course, Hoke with that scramble touchdown to end the first quarter is now 25-0 Lakers.
.9:48 left in the first half. Kickoff's going to be coming into your living room.
Burns with the kick. This time it's a full kick down the line. It looks like the line is down, but it's actually number 20, Zachary Spaven.
And some good blocking. He's going to get out to 20, 25 yards. Another tackle for Gagnon on that special teams play.
Gagnon very, very prominent on this defense for the Lakers so far today. He's had 3 or 4 key tackles on 3rd downs, on kickoffs and stuff. He's a key component of this team. He's a senior, so it's going to be big shoes to fill for some underclassmen next year. But for now, he is a key component of this team. Clinton coming to the line.
Wind picking up a little bit. Not sure if you'll be able to hear that whistling on our mics at home, but if it is, we apologize for the distraction.
There's a handoff up the middle to Benjamin Pelkey, the junior. It's going to be a couple-yard gain for the Warriors. Mixing it up, I think that was his first run of the game, not positive, as usually it's Malign or taking the runs for this team. You see Chmielewski going over to Jason Alexander, getting those play calls. It's now 2nd and 7 now for the Warriors. See what they choose to line up. Looks like Pelkey is lining up back with him as the running back again in this 2nd and 7. Drop back under great pressure by the Lakers. He gets away. Scrambling, he is under pressure and he has to throw it away. It looks like number 9, Jack Donlin, the running back and linebacker in this situation, putting good pressure after he evaded all of the defensive linemen, just tiptoeing through it. Jack Donlin putting pressure from behind, forcing him to throw it out. It's now 3rd and 6, or 7.
Yeah, and you have to respect the evasiveness for the quarterback. Looked like he was always like half an inch ahead of Donlin. But for the Lakers, you know, you created the pressure and got the incomplete pass. Not a bad consolation prize. 8:50 left in the second quarter. 3rd and 6.
Same formation as the previous play, 4 wide receivers and a running back. Quarterback drop back. Pelkey's being used as additional coverage, but the Lakers are all over that. First sack of the game, it looks like Reitmeyer and Jack Marco on that one. splitting the tackle. Jedrick Olkowski providing backup just in case. It's going to be 4th down and then some for the Warriors. Have to imagine they'll punt in this situation.
Yeah, and you hate to say that, giving up the ball down 25, but 4th and 20, just untenable to go for it from your own 15.
It's nice to hope, but I think it's not enough for the Warriors to do it, especially on their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, and let's keep an eye on that pump protection. Snap better this time. Spaven gets it off.
It's a low kick, dropping down. It hits the 40-ish yard line, but it's gonna bounce back a couple yards, as that was number 34, Pelkey, the running back that you saw, getting the ball down. So it's gonna be roughly just ahead of that halfway line on the Warriors side. Good position for this Lakers team to start off with the ball. 7:53 left in this half.
Yeah, that was a short kick with a lot of backspin.
And do keep in mind that the Lakers do start off with the ball in the second half because the Warriors started this game with the ball. So you'll have to imagine another touchdown or even 2 for the Lakers, and then getting possession again at the start of the third half or the start of the third quarter. That is not something to look forward to as a Warriors fan. You have to imagine they're going to have to put up some stiff defense, but it's hard when JP Hoke, who's been on fire all day, is your quarterback, doing a push pass right there to the outside. As that was Wyatt Scott, the sophomore running back, getting the touchdown, evading all the defense. He took the toss and took it up 30-some yards on the outside. You could tell it was on the Clinton defense. Number 5, Nicholas Heselton, was making the mob to get it. He did get that horse collar. I don't know if you saw that at the end. Had he brought him down, that would have been that 15-yard horse collar penalty, which would have brought it to the half-yard line or whatever that would be. But Cazenovia running back just powering through that penalty. You can see he got all shirt, but he just pushed through for those last couple yards. It's going to be a touchdown for the Lakers. Jack Burns up to kick again. Making the kick this time, it'll be 32-0. Cazenovia. Now, I did say Kaz might score 1 or 2 more touchdowns in this half.
And not sure our cameras caught this, but Burns kicked that one out of the arena. It went over the fence behind the uprights and onto the sidewalk, and one of the spectators had to return the ball to the ball boy.
That was a kick, yeah. Poor ball boy. But that is, like I said, I was talking about the 1 to 2 touchdowns Cazenovia might score in the second quarter. If you are Clinton, that is increasingly looking like a possibility for Cazenovia. You have 7:41 left. This Cazenovia defense has been stiff. They have plenty of opportunities to stop them and score yet again, and then retaining that ball for the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, and when you were talking about that, I'm not sure we've seen from the Lakers the ability to really grind the clock. And I think that might have been what they were trying to do on that last drive, and the opportunity just opened up and the run went all the way to the end zone. But so far today, it's been a lot of passing, and we'll see if the Lakers can keep it on the ground and just drain away that clock.
Pelkey on the receiving end for the Warriors, bringing it up to the 20, going into the middle and getting taken down. It looked like number 23, Connor Adams, co-captain of this team, was the first one to get to him, as it's a new chance for Chmielewski to lead this Clinton team. I guess my question is, it's homecoming weekend. You want to feature your stars for the Lakers. When do you start bringing in your second or your third teams to start playing to get a little action, especially at a 32-0 score?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think you can consider that before the half. It certainly looks like the Lakers are going to have the upper hand, but one piece of advice, football advice, that I've always remembered is whatever lead you built up in the first half, the other team has the exact same amount of time to get that same lead back.
We saw in that last play, Pelkey bringing it up for possibly a yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10, depending on where the chains are moved for this one. Looks like that might be a no-yard gain. Closing in on 7 minutes left in this second quarter.
Clock does continue to run, under 7 minutes now.
There's a student section of Cazenovia chanting defense. That's exactly what you want to see if you're the Cazenovia team. That's student support. A run this time from Moline, who finds an opening in the defense. Brad Gagnon getting out his feet to trip him up. It'll be third down, but it will be a 3rd and 5. A substantial gain considering that most of the running game for the Warriors today has been either a loss of yardage or no yardage play. So, in all its progress, I guess, from that last play, but you're going to need a lot more than that with a 32-point deficit you're at right now.
Yeah, and if there is any consolation, we've seen them have a couple of runs where they can get 3 to 5 yards, and if you can chain some of those together.
3rd and 5, giving it to Moline on the outside, stopped by that Lakers defense. It'll be 4th down. It looks like Jedrick Olkowski and Brad Gagnon teaming up to stop the line. 5:56 left in this game. 4th down, 4th and 5. We'll see whether the punt unit comes on. It looks like Pelkey is lining up for that punt. Another high snap to the punter. Pelkey does manage to get it out. Back Cazenovia choosing not to return. I don't think they've returned a punt all game. A noticeable tactic by this punting unit for Kaz. 5:23 left. Cazenovia, yet another chance to bring it down and score. We'll see what happens. My money is that they do. Are you in agreement with me on that one?
Yeah, and I think that decision not to return is kind of in keeping from the attitude we've seen from the Lakers all day today. They want to control the game, get that good blocking, give their playmakers opportunities. And, you know, we saw it earlier with the fumble that Kaz recovered. On special teams, you can get a guy under pressure. He'll make a bad decision in the moment. And so Burns saying, like, no, let's just get the ball down and we'll go on offense and do our thing.
1st and 10 now. Donlin joining Captain J.P. Hoke in the backfield. On the Cazenovia 36. Hoke dropping back, looking for the pass, doing a short pass to Taven Riley. Out jukes the defender. He is eventually brought down on the 40-some-yard line. That will be a chain-moving play, I believe. 1st down, Cazenovia.
And that was a nifty cut for Riley. Going toward the sideline, and then on a dime, suddenly he's cutting back toward the middle.
It was immediately the second he caught that, he noticed the defender coming at him. I did not catch the number of the defender. Just stopped and turned. The defender slid right by him. He cuts in and gains that extra couple yards. A new 1st down for Cazenovia. Cazenovia sticking with this one running back formation and 3 or 4 wide receivers.
Do you think Wyatt Scott will get a few more carries in this game eventually?
The push pass to the running back. A couple defenders tripping him up. He does manage to gain the actual couple yards. Christian Shug, the wide receiver on that, getting the toss pass. He is.
And that looks like 55, Jedrick Olkowski hopping to the sideline. He's a big player on the Cazenovia defense. Keep an eye on his status.
We have about 4 minutes left. 32-0 Cazenovia. 1st and 10 for Cazenovia. Hoke giving it off to Donlin, I believe, on the run. It's going to be a good yardage gain. I noticed on the defense there, they started playing a man-to-man coverage on that. It's a new tactic from the Warriors. They've usually been playing 1 or 2 defensive backs in the back to cover in case any of their defenders got beat. But they chose to go just man-on-man for all 4 wide receivers. Hoke noticing that, giving the handoff to Donlin, taking advantage of that opening in the middle and getting another 1st down, I believe. I'm not sure. We're waiting. Yes, as the chains are being moved up yet again. 1st down, Cazenovia.
Hoke lining up with 1 running back in the backfield. He's looking to pass, but this time he is under some pressure, has to scramble, and he overthrows Shug. We saw him hit Christian Shug on a couple passes today, but that one over Shug's head. And certainly the most rushed that JP Hoke has been on any of his attempts to get to Shug. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball's on the Warriors' 40-yard line. Just 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half.
3 wide receivers on the far side. Hoke looking around. He's going to give it to the running back, Donlin. A little deception right there. That might be a chain moving play right there by the Lakers. Getting the first down, they do. They have 3 minutes left. They are now close to the red zone, it looks like. As it looks like Clinton's trying to make a quick substitution before the snap is called. We got 2:48 left. The whistle is blown. As it looks like Malign, that running back and linebacker on the play, is down on the field. He's on one knee.
They're calling for water. Again, hopefully, he's walking around over there. Hopefully it's just cramps.
He's a key center to this Clinton team. You hope that he's okay. He's walking off himself, like you said, excuse me. So, which is a good sign, if anything, out of this outcome being brought off the field as the players get some quick water. We are 44 seconds away from that 2-minute warning time. .244 left. Hoke in the backfield with Donlin.
Hoke's
dropping back.
pass.
Forced to
Almost
rush,
got to him.
evading the sack right there. Looking for the pass, he's going to scramble outside of bounds. As there is a foul on the play, it looks like number 6, Cabba Suggs. That's going to be a late hit on the quarterback, JP Hoke. He brought him out of bounds, but in the ensuing chaos, he brought him down a couple feet out of bounds. I mean, considering how close we were to the play, it was pretty evident. It looks like Clinton's not happy about that call. You can hear the vocalness from their quarterback, Chmielewski, who's also the defensive back. He's not happy about that play.
It's not a particularly hard hit.
It's not, but
Suggs.
it's completely unnecessary what he did there. He had him out of bounds. They saw the out of bounds, and he just chose to whip him on the ground. That's especially when you're down 32-0. I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
In that instance, that causes you to.
Yeah.
Looks like it's being moved into a first down scenario.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal for unnecessary roughness. Now down to 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. Clock is running. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 9.
JP taking the snap back, a quick screen pass to Taven Riley. He's on the outside, going to bring it in for an easy touchdown. Good blocking by the junior Alex Cooper right there, screening away the couple defenders on the Warriors team. It's going to be another touchdown for that Lakers. There's the 2 touchdowns I was talking about. Looks like my prediction was right, as Jack Burns and the special teams is back on the field.
It's starting to get a lot of Lakers students on the track. It is homecoming, so the halftime entertainment is going to be some programming from the students. And they're excited about that play they just saw up close.
They are extremely vocal. This is what I love about homecoming, my favorite part. Jack Burns kicking it.
Low kick. You better be
Low
careful.
kick, it's in good. He's getting it, kicking it at the stands.
Maybe he was trying to make sure he wasn't going to hit somebody on the track.
Yeah, thank you.
Big crowd behind the uprights.
You did. Junior Garrett Lounsbury passing it back for us. Thank you very much. You can see Garrett at the cross country. He's one of the team leaders for the cross country team, who is also extremely successful for Cazenovia. We are now at 39-0. We have 2 minutes left in this second half. We have Malign, it looks like, that's going to be number 6, Cabba Suggs, on the backfield returning the kick. It looks like Malign is still off the field, possibly dealing with an injury. I'm trying to. Malign and the punter, Spavin, set back to return the kick, depending on where Jack Burns chooses to locate this one.
You have to think this is going to be another squib kick. Because with those, clock starts as soon as the ball hits the ground. Lakers probably looking to, nope.
It's a short high kick. It is going to bounce, forcing.
And this is why I announce football games instead of coaching.
As Alex Cooper, the junior, bringing him down just a little short of the 20-yard line, or right on the 20-yard line is going to be the call. It's going to be 1st and 10. There's 1:55 left. Can Clinton put any points on the board before the start of this second half? Or will the Cazenovia defense remain defiant?
It's going to be tough, Elijah. We've seen them, for every drive, they get maybe one rush that'll gain them 4 or 5 yards. And you really need to chain those together to get anything going. The line is back in at running back now.
2 running back formation. It's going to be a short gain by number 34, Pelkey, on that one. It's going to be a couple yards. It'll probably be 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8.
Yeah,
they lined up with the 2 running backs, the fullback actually, which is the first time I think Clinton has utilized that option. This game lining up with the halfback and then the fullback.
Yeah, maybe a little wrinkle that the Lakers weren't expecting.
Causing a 4-yard gain. I underestimated the gainage on that one, so it'll be 2nd and 6 now.
Clock is running.
Clinton seemed to have no sense of urgency right now. Maybe they're just trying to get through to halftime before they start back up.
Yeah, here's another handoff.
Another handoff. It looks like that one was also the Pelkey. It's going to be another couple yards gain. As we have hit the 1-minute mark.
Yeah, deep in their own end with a minute to play. They just want to hang on to it and not give Kaz the ball back before halftime.
Looks like they will probably milk this one out.
3rd down and 5 for the Warriors.
Shimaluski getting the call from Alexander.
Clock's now down to 40 seconds. Play clock's at 15, so we will see at least one more play.
Playing up, Shimaluski is joined back. Malign is back at the fullback, joined by Pelkey at halfback. 3rd and 5. Faking it off to the halfback, Pelkey scrambling outside. He's looking for the pass. It is swatted down by Jack Burns. He was all over that. The pass was intended. It looked, I can't tell, it looked like Martinelli, the wide receiver, number 82. Jack Burns cutting in front of that and just swatting that down. It's going to stop the clock at 17.7 seconds left. It's going to be 4th and 5, you wonder. You would think they might punt the ball to get it over, or they could go for it just to waste time.
You have to punt in this situation. I don't think you can run around for 17 seconds without.
As Zachary Spavin is getting back on the line. A shorter punt this time, Spavin getting it. It's a short punt. Cazenovia yet again not covering this ball, letting the clock run out.
Yeah, Burns is going to let it roll a long way.
Burns has not had a chance to return any of these kicks right now. There's 10 seconds left on the clock even. You think Cazenovia will do anything with these 10 seconds, or will they just milk the clock out? It's 39-0.
If they do not do a handoff or a kneel down, I will lick my microphone like a lollipop.
Well, we will keep your words to it. I don't know if you can hear or see any of the students lining up for this halftime entertainment. We will sadly not be commentating on that, but you will hopefully get to visually watch it on your TVs or computers or any portable electronics that you're watching it on. 10 seconds left.
And there's the kneel down.
There's a quarterback kneel. As we end this first half of coverage, your unbeaten Cazenovia Lakers are up 39-0 over the visiting Clinton Warriors. Very one-sided game. JP Hoke leading this offense, involved in every single scoring opportunity. We will be back in 20 minutes with more action at the start of the second half for this homecoming weekend.
Yeah, stick around, folks. We'll try to show you some of the halftime festivities on our cameras.
As we are back here with the start of the second half between the Lakers and the Warriors, a very one-sided contest. 39-0 Lakers are ahead. I'm Elijah Ebers back here with Mr. Whiteman. We'll be presenting the coverage for the second half here, as it looks like the Warriors are starting to kick off with number 21, Aiden Wilcox, their wide receiver and lineman, up to kick it. Let's see if this half will end any differently than the first one did. I don't foresee Clinton coming back and taking it, but I do foresee a closer game. Are you in agreement with me, Whiteman?
Hard to say. I think what we'll see is the Lakers continue to... Oh!
As they try an onside kick, there is a flag up. I don't think that kick went the full 10 yards that you need for an onside kick to be successful. It's going to be Laker ball, I'm pretty sure. We're waiting for the refs to confirm my calls. You can see everyone was caught off guard by the onside kick, especially 39-0. I mean, like, you're left with not a lot to do. That was completely caught the returning team off. But it looks like it's not going to be the full 10 yards needed.
I tell you what, though, that was fun to watch.
That was, especially as all the Cavs players like simultaneously realized that they'd been duped by that one. Had like on the extra 2 yards it needed, that would have been impressive to watch and really fun to watch, not gonna lie, but it's...
Yeah, maybe we'll cut that clip out and send it to Clinton and what might have been.
As we get the Cazenovia offense to line up, J.P. Hoke being a key part in all 6 offensive touchdowns for the Lakers, throwing for, I believe, 5 of them and running in 1. I might be wrong on those numbers there or where those numbers lie, but he's been a key component of his team. Coming back on, he's helped greatly by Christian Stug, who caught a couple of those touchdowns. Jack Donlin bringing in 1. There's that key interception by Jack Burns in the first half to set up a touchdown that I believe was to Donlin. That was the second one. First play of the game is a run up the middle. It's going to be a couple-yard game by the Lakers. It's going to be second down and probably 8. It's going to be second down and 7 for the Lakers. Plays call is that's a quarterback sneak. They've brought in Connor Adams to be the quarterback, the backup quarterback and co-captain. Getting the first down on that, taking the defense, he faked the handoff and took it himself on the quarterback scramble. Going to be first down for a 15, 20-yard gain.
Yeah, and Elijah, Connor Adams is a senior, so I don't think this is like them getting their new quarterback some reps. I think that might have been a wildcat play.
They could possibly, you're right. I'm looking down on my sheet here.
Back.
It does list him as a quarterback, but I'm not sure. You could definitely be right. I'm not positive.
So yeah, so maybe getting their backup some reps.
As we're trying to look right now to see who's in quarterback. It looks like Connor Adams is still back there. With Bryce Odesso looks like his line on the back with him. There's a jump at the line right there. We have multiple flags thrown. Whether this is a false start or an offside, we're waiting on the call right now, but I can clearly see a jump in that center of the line right there. As we are backing up 5 yards, it's going to be a false start on that offensive line right there. So it's going to be first and 15.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see Connor Adams quarterbacking for the foreseeable future.
Giving JP a well-earned rest, though. He really, really worked it during that first half. Almost unstoppable. Having a very good game that he will not come to regret. Adams taking it on a quarterback draw right there. There is no yardage gain on that one. It'll be second down now.
One of the people who asked me if we were going to be online today was JP Hoke. I think he had family that was hoping to watch. So JP's family, if you're watching, hope you're enjoying the game. Been a spectacular one for your boy.
I don't think I would have a single thing to complain about if I was JP Hoke, aside from the fact that I don't get to play through the whole game. I mean, near perfect passing percentage. He was a part of all 6 touchdowns. He ran it, he threw it, he did the whole 9 yards. Quick pass by Adams outside. For a short gain, that was the Justin Adams, the senior wide receiver. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8, maybe. That was a 6-yard gain. Clinton doing some quick substituting right here in between plays.
It looks like we haven't seen the chain gang move. Was it incomplete? They're calling it a 3rd and 15.
Makes you, I thought he had, maybe the Connor Adams was just so far back in that drop back when he threw it. It seemed like it went for 5 or 6 yards, but in reality, he just regained the 6 yards that he got dropping back.
So 3rd and 15.
Adams alone in the backfield looking at 5 wide
Going
receivers.
deep.
A long throw to Bryce Odessa, but it is not going to be enough. Or, excuse me, Justin Adams again. It's going to be incomplete, a little bit short on that, so it'll be 4th and 13.
And if you're wondering at home, Justin Adams and Connor Adams, not related, not brothers or anything like that.
4th and 13. It looks like the punt team will come out. They're on the 38, so it'll be a short punt. It looks like Cameron Moline is going to be set to return it. We'll see how accurate this punt right here is for Cazenovia, whether they can get it in that 10-yard line zone that they like punters to get. Because if you're Clinton, the last thing you need right now is to start your first possession of the second half.
Yeah, and there's a flag on the field. Couldn't really see what the official was signaling. Illegal substitution.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be, in reality, a 4th and 18 backing it up 5 yards, which I honestly think might help Cazenovia so they can try and get it closer to that end zone without overshooting it and giving it at the 20 for Clinton. High snap. The low punt is going to bounce. It's going to be received by Spaven. Completely wrong player. There's not even a Perkle on the Warriors team. I was thinking of Pelkey, excuse me. Brad Gagnon does make the play on that. It's going to be 1st and 10, first possession for Clinton. 7:13 left in this 3rd quarter. As their quarterback, Ryan Chmielewski, is coming on. First and 10, 1 running back in the backfield with Chmielewski. 4 wide receivers wide, three to your right and 1 to the left. It's going to be a toss to Perkley. He's going to go outside, getting a couple key blocks, and he's making a breakaway. There's a defensive back to stop him, but it looks like he's going to make it. He is brought down eventually by number 8, Braden Weismore, the junior for Cazenovia. It is going to be a substantial gain, though, for the Warriors and a 1st down. They are now on Cazenovia's side of the field.
Yeah, we're starting to see some new faces with the Cazenovia defense, so we'll get you their names as they make plays.
Now 1st and 10, Warriors lining up. Another instance with Perkley joining him in the backfield, joining Chmielewski in the backfield, two wide receivers wide. It's going to be tossed out to Perkley, but it is muffed. It's a fumble as there is a pile up for it. Perkley's going to retain that ball. It'll be 2nd down for the Warriors, possibly a loss of a couple yards on that one.
Yeah, fortunately, Pelkey was able to fall on it.
Yes, excuse me. As Coach Martin for Cazenovia is getting very animated on the sidelines. Probably upset about that last play that they allowed, the substantial yardage gain. And you can imagine, I mean, it's 39-0. They've been having a good game. You can't let your team start to slip up like that.
Yeah, this is where, in a good way, their depth is getting tested. And
Yes.
you want to see them pass that test.
It's going to be a wide pass. Moline is in the open, evading the first defender. He's going to bring it all the way aside. He is brought down, it looks like. I'm not positive which Laker brought him down. It was a defensive back.
Yeah, it might have been Weismore again.
Judging from the crowd's response, it was Brayton Weismore yet again covering up that defensive back position. It is going to be the first red zone opportunity, though, for this Warriors team this game.
And yeah, that's twice we've seen the Warriors get to the 3rd level and safety Weismore having to make the tackle.
So 1st and goal for this Warriors team. Quarterback in shotgun. It is a high snap. He lost the ball. A massive pile up of blue right there. And judging by everyone's reaction, that is going to be a Laker ball.
And the officials did just confirm it.
So we have a change-up of direction. Cazenovia has the ball on their own 6-yard line, but it'll be 1st and 10 as this Cazenovia team looks to score more points.
And we have a running clock, just 4.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Very good show of strength right there, but I believe that was the 2nd string defensive line. Again, like you said, testing their depth. They're really pulling through, especially if they're looking to make a longer run into sectionals or just a longer run in the season so far. That depth is really reassuring if you're a Laker fan.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how they continue to play, because that opportunity was created by a miscue for the Warriors. You really want to see the Lakers defense come up and make a play.
There's a toss pass out. The Warriors read that all over. Wyatt Scott was the running back on that play who received the toss. I don't know if he might have gained a yard on that one, so it'll be 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10.
And if you're just joining us, Wyatt Scott had a spectacular touchdown run earlier in the game, an end around that went all the way.
It'll be 2nd and 14, actually, they're calling it. So it was a loss of 4 yards on that play. Cazenovia lining up again, 3:30 a running clock. Still 39-0 Cazenovia. Snap is called. It looks like Adams got it. It's a cross-field handoff. He handed it off, looking like he was running to the right, but crossing the field and going to the left. Wyatt Scott, again, the carry on that running back. We're going to see what the yardage is, but it's going to be 3rd down and long for Cazenovia.
And Kaz is going to have to be careful here. They're only on their own 10-yard line. So not a lot of room for the punter if it comes down to a 4th down. I'd expect to see a run here just to create a little more space.
Third and 14, it looks like a quarterback sneak. For minimal yardage gain, it is going to be a 4th down for Cazenovia, though.
And unfortunately, that's a situation where Cazenovia has to become predictable. You saw as they were lining up for that snap, no safeties deep for the Warriors, all up to the line, knowing it kind of had to be a run. And to their credit, you know, they made the play and stopped it.
So Moline is lined back for the return for Clinton. 4th and 14. Going to be a punt. A high snap is going in the end zone.
This is going to be a safety.
It's going to be all the way out of bounds. Punter could not get to it in time. It will be a safety. So Clinton get their first points of the game on a missed snap right there. It's going to be 39-2 now as Cazenovia lines up to kick off. Clinton will still get the ball back.
And, you know, if there is a knock on Cazenovia's performance today,
it's been the special teams.
We have had some questionable special teams play.
A
few missed PATs.
Been 3 out of the 6. I mean, that's
punt.
50% on the PATs is not something that is especially reassuring for this Cazenovia team. Especially, you get games down the line. Every point is going to count. If you're missing half of your half of your PAT attempts or field goals if you get to that point, those points add up, and then I think that's the one thing that Cazenovia really needs to work on is that special teams unit.
Unfortunately, there are several more weeks in the season to get that under wraps.
Yes.
But yeah, Cazenovia's basically kind of left 5 points.
I wouldn't say it's a big concern at all, but it's certainly something that's just an exclamation point, just something out there that's really, really not going to be good for Cavs if they don't get that under wraps. Jack Burns with the kickoff. It's going to be short. It looks like
kickoff goes to
Spavin. He's going to bring it. He's going to cross the field, play on that, getting a couple of key blocks. He's brought down. Spavin crossing the field and bringing it up. That cross-field misdirection right there with a couple of key blocks by the Warriors. Getting brought down eventually by Cy Abbott, the junior for Cazenovia. It's going to be good starting field possession for this Warriors team. It'll be close to the 40, I can imagine. They haven't put up the yardage yet on the scoreboard.
And we heard some excitement from the Cavs bench for that tackle by Abbott. Spavin almost evaded him. He brought him down by the jersey, and that was something that the bench liked to see.
And Abbott is one of those vocal underclassmen leaders of this Cazenovia team. You can see him all throughout, even on and off the field, extremely vocal and passionate about his team. He is an excellent sideline presence and on the field presence, as you can see. He'll be lined up on the 41, quarterback drop back, throw to Moline. He's gonna catch it. There were 3 defenders around him. He manages to catch the ball and is brought out of bounds. It'll be caught, and he'll be caught at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, though, for the Warriors. There is just over a minute left in this third quarter. You do have to say, despite like Cazenovia not scoring at all in this third quarter so far, and more than likely not scoring in this third quarter, it is a very, very well put together team and performance today, especially for homecoming weekend. The starting lineup just absolutely obliterating the competition, and the second string lineup has managed to do very, very well, except for the odd safety that they got a couple of minutes ago. Quarterback drop back. He's forced to scramble outside. He's going to take it himself.
He's going to have some room. Gets around the corner.
Hard hit. He's taken out of bounds. We'll see if that's enough to move it to a first down. It looks like that's going to wind the clock out for the end of the third quarter. Cazenovia is leading 39-2, as we will be back in just a minute for this more fourth quarter action. As we're back here at the start of the fourth quarter, the players have switched sides. Clinton has it on the 11-yard line of Cazenovia. They have a chance to score here. It's 39-2. This would be some well-needed points. Quarterback on the pressure, and they get it in. It's going to be a touchdown throw to number 21, Aiden Wilcox, the senior wide receiver for the Warriors. That's going to be the first offensive points of the game for the Warriors, bringing in that special teams unit that has not seen a lot of action today on the sending end.
And Wilcox is their kicker. We'll see if he lines up to kick or if they go for two.
It looks like, judging by Shimolowski's running over to Jason Alexander to look for that play call right there, Coach Alexander, looks like they will be going for 2 points. Possibly get a little traction going on for this game. We'll see if they convert this 2-point chance or not. Players are lining up on the 2. It's going to be tossed outside to Milan, and he's going to bring it in for the 2 points. It'll be 39-10 now, as Clinton getting a little bit of traction in this game, especially that 2-pointer definitely helped it get them to that double-digit threshold.
Yeah, good run from Moline there. Just outrunning.
He outran Wyatt
Scott and John Fowler.
Close contest right there, but just a little bit of speed, and it's 2 yards, so it's not a lot, but when you put it up there with all 11 defenders on that line, it becomes a substantial hill that you have to overcome.
And Elijah, how many onside kick plays do you think the Warriors have? We saw them try one at the beginning of the half.
I think there might be one more left. They won't catch Cazenovia off like they did last time. I think they might have one left depending on how much offensive possession and how much they score later on.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll convert any. The chances of that, even professional football and stuff, is very extremely low, some 20-30% I'm sure. But
yeah, first time we saw them pop it up to a sprinting Joseph Gogola, number 88. This time they'll just kick it deep.
As it's going over the players, it's going to bounce, forcing
Odessa's going to take
Odessa.
it.
He slips hard. It's going to be brought down at about the 11 or 12 yard line. A Clinton player is down injured on the line. Looks like number 82, Alexander Martinelli, the wide receiver and defensive back. He seemed to be very animated about the physical pain he is in. As he is on the ground right now, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. We're seeing the trainers come out. So we're taking this a little pause right here. There's 11:39 left in this fourth quarter. Cazenovia is up 39-10. They're undefeated. It looks like they'll continue this undefeated streak. With the upcoming games that Cazenovia has, do you think that they can A, maintain this perfect record that they have, and B, keep this momentum that they have going into the sectionals or possibly beyond it?
I think perfection is hard in Section 3. There's a lot of tough teams out there. But if we see the Lakers do the things they did well today, yeah, I think they're going to be competitive in their remaining games. We saw them protect Hopewell, really control the game. When he was running, it was because it was by design, not improvising. And so, yeah, I have to like what we saw from the Lakers today.
As Martinelli manages to jog himself off the field, a good sign for the Clinton. As Connor Adams lining the Cazenovia Lakers up on their own 11. He's on their own defensive end. Let's see if they can get out. It's going to be a quarterback run. He's going to pass it out to Wyatt Scott for a couple-yard gain. He is eventually brought down by Benjamin Pelkey, who has had a very big presence on this Warriors team today. It's going to be a couple-yard gain for the Lakers right there as they go back to the huddle. It's going to be 2nd and 9, it looks like. Scott lining up with Adams in the back. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Adams getting the snap. It's going to be a quarterback take up the middle. Getting past the first couple defenders, but eventually brought down for a couple-yard gain. It is going to be 3rd down for the Lakers. We're waiting for the scoreboard to show how much yardage they have to go left. It was a good call by the Lakers right there, noticing that open gap in the defense created by the offensive lineman. He got it for that couple yards before the Clinton defense did manage to stop him, though. It's going to be 3rd and 4, so a 6-yard gain on that one.
And for both of Kaz's second half possessions, they've been deep in their own end. And so we've kind of seen them just kind of make sure the fundamentals are sound. Keep it on the ground, keep it moving forward. But they have some new wide receivers in the game, and we'll see if they test any of those guys, if they can give themselves some breathing room.
Sticking with the same formation, it's 3rd and 4. Adams, a screen pass outside. As that was a catch by Braden Charles, the junior. Cazenovia bench extremely animated about that one. As they move the chains, it'll be a 1st down. Cazenovia bench extremely supportive of Charles right there as he converted that 1st down on the screenplay. Just showing the character and the chemistry of this team is extremely pleasing to watch. The team, the sportsmanship and the camaraderie that the Cazenovia team has is extremely fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation for this year's team. We saw them yesterday at the pep rally playing dodgeball together, and they just seem like a group of guys that like being around each other. As we see, is that Adams taking it himself up the middle?
And not only did they dominate at the tournament, but they did so in very quick fashion, eliminating all the other teams in without having to go to overtime or anything. They eliminated the other sports teams very quickly. A lot of their captains, like we talked about, Okowski, Adams, who's on the field right now, Hoke, Burns, they all came and they completely obliterated the competition. I don't think any of the games were in doubt.
Yeah. I mean, you have to kind of say unfair advantage because
just a tad bit, but
they have a monopoly on baseball pitchers with Burns and Donlin.
They threw some very fast balls yesterday. This is a run by Brad Gagnon getting a little action. He's going to be brought down. It will be 3rd down for the Lakers offense. There is 7:50 left though. It looks like it's just Caz play to just run it up a little bit, chip off this clock, get those fundamentals like you were talking about.
Yeah, and they're going to mark Gagnon for a loss on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 11. 7.5 minutes left in the game. Lakers taking their time, letting the play clock tick down.
Do want to have a shout out to my grandmother who is watching right now. It is her happy 80th birthday today. As she sees Wyatt Scott get a fantastic run, finding an opening and a 1st down. There is a flag on the play. We will have to see who the flag is on. Cazenovia is pretty positive that it's on Wyatt. A couple whistles blown. As we're trying to find out what the call on the field is, whether that ball is going to be brought back. You'll see what is happening with that play. A little over 7 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, it's something on the defense.
Looks like it. Cazenovia's pretty positive.
It's hard for us to see the foul calls. The ref is facing the opposite side when he makes them. Might have been a personal foul. The cheerleaders calling for some rowdiness.
A new 1st down. Adams in the backfield by himself, fakes the handoff. He's gonna take it. It's gonna be Scott actually, so he didn't fake the handoff. He did get the handoff out. It's gonna be a couple yard gain, taking it to the left outside.
Yeah, from here it looked like that was actually a pretty good carry for Scott.
We're gonna see what the scoreboard says as to the yardage gain or loss on
30.
that.
He got to the 33. So it's gonna be a 2nd and 3.
7-yard run. It looks like Adams is alone in the backfield with 4 wide receivers.
Yeah, that's curious. Oh, there is a running back.
He was sneaky there. It looks like Wyatt Scott getting past the trip, getting more substantial yardage on that. It's going to take 3 Clinton defenders to bring him down. That will not stop him from moving the chains up further. It's going to be 1st and 10. Just over 5:30 left in this game. Will Cazenovia attack on more points? That's the question that we are waiting for them to answer.
Yeah, in high school, it's a 40-second play clock between each play. So conceivable the Lakers could just run out the clock on this game. I would kind of like to see the 2nd string defense back out there. We saw them broken a couple times. I'd like to see them make a play today, but we'll see what the Lakers choose to do.
Adams taking it himself the quarterback snap. He's going to be covered, but he'll still manage to drag a few defenders along with him. I agree with you in your sentiments, though, that I would like to get the defense back on for just one more drive, even if it means going for a field goal with turning over the ball. You want to get that 2nd string out there, keep them warmed up, especially since, and not all of these games you're winning by 30 points or whatever, and you have the ability to bring in the 2nd team confidently just in case something bad happens. So I think they need to utilize this option as much as they can.
And I think there's something to be said for in-game experience, because you can run plays in practice.
But you can only learn so much from those experiences.
Yeah, I think you really need an opponent to truly face the unpredictable.
Wyatt Scott getting that 1st down on the outside rush. It is going to be 1st and goal now for the Lakers.
Clock stopped while there's a flag. It's coming back.
So it looks like there's a flag on Cazenovia there, backing up. So as to what the call is, not sure, probably a holding or interference of some sort, but it is going to be
I'm
2nd and 10 now.
Hold. It looks like it might have been a downfield hold late in that Scott run because it's only about 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. So it's 10 yards from where the penalty happened.
It's going to be a run by Gagnon. He is going to be dragged. His knee is going to hit the ground. So it's going to be a loss of yards on the play, probably by a couple yards. Gagnon did manage to get by the defender, but his knee did hit the ground as the Clinton defender stopped him. It will be a 3rd and long opportunity for Cazenovia or opportunity for Clinton, depending on how you look at this, to either stop the defense.
And in a tighter game, there would be some pressure on quarterback Adams to throw a pass and get them out of this.
I think in the same aspect, though, if it was a tighter game, I'm not so sure Adams would be on the field.
True.
More or less not a lack of his skill, but more such trust in J.P. Hoke. Scott does manage to get by that and gain 7 or 8 yards possibly.
Yeah, and that was an interesting play. So the snap went to Gagnon, and it looked like he had the option to either take it himself or pitch it out to Scott, and he elected to pitch it to Scott.
Choosing the selfless act of and gaining a couple extra yards in that. It is going to be 4th down. Cazenovia bringing on their special teams.
And we may see Burns attempt a field goal here. It looks like Hoke is coming out to possibly hold.
It'll be his first chance at a field goal tonight. He is 3 for 6 on the field on the PATs tonight. Let's see how he does on this field
Ball's
goal.
on the 17, so
As there is a timeout called by Cazenovia, I believe. There is 2:19 left on this clock. It's almost assuredly, I would be flabbergasted if Cazenovia does not win this game. I don't foresee a possibility at all of them losing this game. I think walking away, regardless of what happens in these last 2 minutes, I think Cazenovia will walk away feeling very, very confident about this win. It's homecoming weekend. You showed up in front of your fans. You got ahead of it early. You took advantage of these Clinton openings in the defense and silly mistakes on the offense from Clinton. Took advantage of it. J.P. Hoke leading the team. It's been a very good showing by this Lakers team, both offensive and defensive. Clinton, on the other hand, walking away. We did note that they have a 1-3 record. They are coming into it, they're going out of this game probably thinking they need to fix things on the offense and defense, both simple things. Their coverage has been lackadaisical. I think that's probably my main point, is that coverage both on quarterback scrambles and on the passes has been not to par. Jack Burns with the field goal attempt. It is going to come up short, though.
Field goal's going to be short.
So Clinton getting the ball on their own 17-yard line. The clock is running as we are just about to hit the 2-minute mark. Both teams bring on new sets of players. Cazenovia with their defense, Clinton with the offense. Clock does stop at 2:07.
Yeah, and this may just be Clinton getting overmatched. We saw when their playmakers have space, they have room to make plays. We saw like a good punt return from a line, a good run later.
They have had
deep
shining
passing.
moments. Absolutely, they have had shining moments. I think if they could learn to utilize more opportunities and find more of these open moments, they could have a really well-rounded football team that could compete for a sectional spot. Right now, though, especially going into it, they're now coming 1-4. Is that a possibility this year still? I don't know. I don't know if I'm either qualified to answer that question either.
Yeah, I think that's something that like really you'd need a coach's eye to see. A lot of the things that make a play happen kind of in the background, which lineman gets the push and like gets his guy going backward.
I can imagine Coach Alexander is going to have a lot to think about and mull over before Monday's first practice for this Clinton team. Same thing said for Coach Martin and Coach Evans and Coach Oldfield of Cazenovia, but in probably a more positive sense, just like covering some of those small cracks that this Cazenovia team has. But a very well-rounded performance so far by Cazenovia. It'll be 1st and 10 for Clinton. It's going to be a run play up the middle, a couple yardage gain for this Clinton offense. It'll still be 2nd down though.
Yep. No 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. Clock will continue to run. We're at 1:50.
It'll be 2nd and 6. As the Caz student section is still active and vocal as ever this late in the game. 2nd and 6. They call it. Looks like it's going to be a run up the middle. Another couple yard gain. That is going to be a run.
Clock
Sorry.
continues to tick
Yes.
down. Just over a minute left. I'm thinking we'll probably see, we might only see one more play before we start to see the handshakes and high fives and hugs.
We will have to see at least one more play with this, with the play clock at 17 right now. It is now 3rd and 2, 37 seconds left on the game. It's going to be another run up the middle. And little to no yardage gain on that one. 27 seconds left. The play clock is 10 seconds longer than the game clock, as both teams will begin to head towards their benches. A solid win for the Cazenovia Lakers, 39-10. They walk away from that, remaining undefeated at 4-0. Clinton are now 1-4. It has been a good day, so wind starts to pick up now after the game is finished. But a well-rounded performance from Cazenovia. I don't know if I have many notes to end this game, but Cazenovia student section is rowdy as ever. Cazenovia remains undefeated. That is a way to end it. I'm Elijah Giebers with Mr. Whiteman here. It has been absolutely wonderful having you guys join us here on this wonderful Saturday for a football game. We will see you later.
Happy homecoming.